Check the back of your neck or your armpits for dark, velvety patches of skin. This condition, called acanthosis nigricans, is a metabolic warning that your insulin levels are elevated. It is visible proof that the fat resistance loop is active.
Do this with me. Press 2 fingers firmly 2 inches below your belly button. Now push in, not on the surface, deep. If you feel resistance, a hard, almost woody firmness, that is visceral fat. There are 2 distinct types of fat. The subcutaneous fat you can pinch is sitting right under your skin. Visceral fat is the mass hiding deep in your abdominal cavity. It is packed around your organs like biological bubble wrap that never gets removed. This is not inert blubber. It is metabolically active tissue that secretes inflammatory cytokines constantly. Your belly fat is having a non-stop chemical conversation with your organs, and the messages are toxic. This threat is often invisible. People with normal weights and healthy-looking diets can harbor dangerous levels of this tissue without experiencing a single symptom. The danger is not defined by what you see in the mirror. It is the silent, non-stop chemical signaling happening right now inside your abdominal cavity. Picture your abdominal cavity as a high-security server room. Your organs are the servers, running critical work 24/7. Visceral fat acts as overheating insulation packed into that room, slowly choking the hardware. Your liver is your body's chemical processing plant. When visceral fat surrounds it, free fatty acids flood the organ through the portal vein. Fat droplets accumulate inside liver cells, triggering a silent progression from fatty liver to inflammation and eventually to irreversible cirrhosis. Cytokines from belly fat travel to coronary arteries, causing smooth walls to become sticky. Small LDL particles lodge into these walls, building plaque that narrows the artery. Blood pressure rises as the heart struggles. This process, atherosclerosis, drives heart attacks, heavily accelerated by visceral fat. Visceral fat actively suffocates your body's critical filtration and circulatory infrastructure from the inside. Your kidneys filter 200 liters of blood every day through millions of microscopic sieves called nephrons. The high blood pressure driven by visceral fat forces fluid through these sieves with enough pressure to tear them, causing protein to leak into your urine. While your kidneys face mechanical pressure, your pancreas faces a biochemical attack. Ectopic fat deposition infiltrates the pancreas, creating physical and chemical stress that prevents your beta cells from producing effective insulin. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. Increased visceral fat drives higher insulin resistance, which physically signals the body to store even more fat. Without intervention, this cycle accelerates automatically. Check the back of your neck or your armpits for dark, velvety patches of skin. This condition, called acanthosis nigricans, is a metabolic warning that your insulin levels are elevated. It is visible proof that the fat resistance loop is active. The internal metabolic collapse eventually breaks the surface, turning a hidden biological threat into a visible distress signal on your skin. Visceral fat even communicates with your brain. Through the gut-brain fat axis, this tissue releases a protein called RBP4 directly into your bloodstream. RBP4 crosses the blood-brain barrier to actively suppress your sensitivity to leptin. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain you've had enough to eat. When this signal is blocked, your brain remains in starvation mode. You eat more, you store more visceral fat, and your body produces more RBP4. Constant hunger in the presence of excess fat is a sign of biochemical hijacking, where rogue tissue manipulates your neurochemistry to ensure its own survival. Fortunately, visceral fat is highly responsive to the correct instructions. Because it is so metabolically active, it is often the first fat your body burns when you change its chemical environment. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, is particularly effective. It triggers EPOC, a state where your body continues to oxidize fat for up to 24 hours after the workout ends. Even 2 sessions a week can produce measurable changes in visceral fat in less than 2 months. Consuming fiber and vegetables before the protein and saving carbohydrates for the end of the meal reduces post-meal glucose spikes by up to 73%. This simple sequence prevents the insulin surges that feed visceral fat. Metabolic recovery also requires slow-wave deep sleep. This is when your body releases growth hormone, a primary signal for fat mobilization. Poor sleep spikes cortisol, which specifically targets the visceral compartment for fat storage.
The most direct way to break the insulin loop is time-restricted eating. Limiting your food intake to an 8 to 10-hour window allows insulin to drop to its baseline. In this low insulin state, your body is forced to oxidize stored fat, specifically targeting the highly accessible visceral deposits. Visceral fat is a biological process that can be systematically dismantled. Your body is capable of recovery. It simply requires specific instructions to begin the repair.